What's up everyone, TJ here. In this video, we're gonna be taking a closer look at the Bataleon Evil Twin Plus. Let's talk about it. All right, real quick for reference, before I jump into the tech, I'm 5'10", I weigh around 155 pounds, and I rode this snowboard in a 154. And I actually spent a lot of time on this board. I rode it as my personal board last season, so when I wasn't testing other boards, I was out getting park laps on this guy, riding it all over Colorado, as well as traveling a little bit with it. So got a really good feel for it, and I've ridden the Boss prior to the Evil Twin Plus, so definitely very comfortable on this one and excited to talk about it with you guys. This is a freestyle focused board in the Bataleon lineup. It's their highest level true twin snowboard, so it's gonna have all the premium construction thrown into this guy. Got a lot of great tech built into it. You're gonna get the staples from Bataleon, so that's full positive camber with their triple base technology, and it runs their medium camber, so a pretty significant bend to it to come through with some nice energy and a fairly precise feel to it as well, complemented with their triple base to mellow things out a little bit and provide some other benefits. If you're unfamiliar, 3BT is a 3D base shape where the sides of the board are beveled up. The base and edge is beveled up outside your bindings and the tips. It's gonna give you a very catch-free feel on hard pack when you're leaned into presses. Also gonna give you a smooth and quick edge-to-edge transition, as well as a bit of a more efficient glide in soft snow. It's got a lot of carbon built into it. You're gonna find carbon stringers to help offer more snap and response, as well as their central carbon super tubes. So down the middle of the snowboard, milled into the core, you're gonna find hollow carbon fiber tubes. They're gonna help offer even more snap and pop without stiffening the board up torsionally and remaining very lightweight. I think that's one of the more notable features about this snowboard, particularly compared to the standard Evil Twin, is that it is noticeably lighter, and a big part of that is their super ultralight core. So basically Paulownia poplar core with a lot more Paulownia in it. It's a lighter weight wood and helps to reduce the overall weight of the snowboard to give it a more maneuverable feel, which is always nice. You're gonna find a few more things built into this snowboard as well, including their air ride tech. So that's some dampening technology built into the layup of the snowboard to help reduce chatter and reduce vibrations traveling throughout the board. And for this board that I was on all last season, it just had their standard ABS sidewalls, but for 2024, they're gonna be running their shock walls. So that's a urethane sidewall, same material that skateboard wheels are made out of, to provide even more of a dampening benefit. And other than that, you're gonna find a sintered base in this snowboard, which is known to be a higher end base material that's harder, faster, and more durable compared to an extruded base. But you do wanna make sure to wax it regularly so it stays nice and fast out there. And that's gonna be it for a quick tech breakdown on the Evil Twin Plus. Let's get into how this thing feels out on the mountain. Let's talk about the flex first. I'd say you're gonna find a pretty middle of the road versatile park flex in this snowboard. It's maybe just a hair on the stiffer side of medium. It's gonna come through with some good stability, but if you're a more experienced rider, I think you'll find that this board has a pretty friendly feel overall. You can get some good flex out of this snowboard once you find the balance points. So if you enjoy flat ground tricks, this board's gonna have a great feel for that kind of stuff. That 3BT not only makes the board extremely catch-free, so you can really lean into the nose or tail, commit to that press and know you're not gonna catch your edge, but still has a wide enough platform, so it's not too hard to find those balance points either. You do have to work against that positive camber a little bit to get that flex, but overall, not gonna make it too difficult for you. I think you'll find this board has some pretty good pop as well. That positive camber, all the carbon in the snowboard and the flex are all gonna work together to give back pretty much any input you put in this snowboard. The tension you load up, it's gonna snap back strong and help boost you in the air, whether you're out exploring, hitting side hits, or you're in the terrain park trying to ollie onto features. Now, when it comes to park laps, I think that's where this board really shines the most. That's the biggest highlight for me with the Evil Twin Plus. And I say that because of the versatility. So on any given day, whether you feel more like jibbing and working on more technical stuff, You're gonna be able to get that flex that you want out of this snowboard to make those tricks look good. It's got a fairly friendly torsional flex as well, so that can be helpful in those jib scenarios where that comes in handy, but still gonna have your back as you step up to larger features, or maybe just feel like jumping for most of the day. It's gonna help with that progression as well, and just really have that versatile feel for anything you throw at it in the terrain park. I will say, if you are a more advanced rider and you're focusing primarily on the larger features, the bigger jumps, the higher impact scenarios, you might want to consider stepping up to something like the Goliath or the Goliath Plus. But for most of us out there, including myself, I think this board is very versatile and just has a solid feel no matter what you throw at it for all things freestyle, both in and out of the park. I want to touch on the carving experience with this board as well. Two specs I want to throw out there is the waist width and the side cut radius. So at a 154, you're going to get a 25 centimeter waist, pretty average, maybe just a little bit narrow. So something to keep in mind if you have a larger boot size. Bataleon does make wide models that are significantly wide compared to some other brands. So they do have that for you if you do run a big boot size like 11, 12 or larger. And it runs around an 8-meter side cut. So a little bit of a longer side cut, has a smoother, a little bit more drawn out turn that's going to still feel comfortable at higher speeds. It is very nimble, I would say. That triple base does give it a very smooth, quick edge-to-edge transition, and it does hold a strong edge. One of the biggest things I hear with triple base is, does it hold up in firm snow conditions? And I think once you figure out the pressure that you need to fully activate the edge and get that full camber from contact point to contact point locked in, it's gonna carve just fine, just like any other camber snowboard, even in those more firm conditions, as long as you're keeping the edges sharp. You didn't like detune them for jibbing or something like that. It's not a full-on charger, so if you do start to really haul ass on this thing and take a more free ride approach to the carving, you are gonna be able to find the limits of this snowboard, but generally it's got a real smooth feel. You notice those dampening technologies built into it. It's got a quick, nimble edge-to-edge transition, and is a pretty confident carver. It's not a board that's gonna hold you back out there exploring. So if you are a more freestyle focused rider, this could be a good do-it-all kind of choice for some all-mountain riding with that more freestyle approach as well. And there's always a few of you who want to know how these boards ride in powder, so I'll touch on that real quick. At the end of the day, this is a true twin full camber freestyle snowboard. It's not doing you any favors in soft snow. Aside from that triple base, that might help a little bit compared to a typical true twin, but this is obviously not going to be a top choice for taking out on those deeper days. The two biggest highlights for me with the Evil Twin Plus is the general versatility for everything freestyle, both in and out of the park, jibs, jumps, butters, whatever it is. This thing is a freestyle weapon, as well as the confident catch-free feel that you're gonna get out of this snowboard. Not only does that kind of provide a safety net for working on spins, but does give you that extra confident feel for flat ground tricks. So if you enjoy goofing around on flatter sections of the mountain, or even focusing on that kind of stuff and getting a little more creative with it, the sport's gonna have a really solid feel for all that as well. So if you're looking for that versatile true twin snowboard with that lightweight premium construction and like the sound of that camber and 3BT combo from Bataleon, consider the Evil Twin Plus. This board really is a weapon, in my opinion, one that I personally enjoy and have spent a lot of time on. So I hope you guys enjoy it as well. If you want to read more about this snowboard, I'll have it linked down in the description below this video. And if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. Please drop a like if you got some value. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I appreciate all you guys watching today. Thank you, and I will see you in a new one next time.